Myself, Miss Rachna Jain, Associate Professor, Department of English, Government PG College, Rajgarh, Alwar. Today in this video lecture, I am going to teach you the poem The Lotus, which is in the syllabus of BA Part 1st English Literature, Paper 1st, Unit B. Students, this is my first video lecture on this topic. The topics of today's video lecture are Introduction to the Poetess Toru Dutt and her famous works. Introduction to the Poetess Toru Dutt. Toru Dutt, a poet, novelist, essayist, translator, and polyglot, was an outstanding pioneer in the history of Indian literature. Born as Torulata Dutt on March 4th, 1856, to the prosperous and wealthy Dutt family of Rambagan, Calcutta, now Kolkata, she was the youngest daughter of Govind Chandra Dutt and the Kshetrumani. The Dutt family, renowned for its aristocracy, its progressive, westernized outlook, and literary learnings, was a gifted product of the cultural renaissance of mid-19th century Bengal. Her father, Govind Chandra, was a noted linguist and a published poet writing in English, while her mother was a cultured and intelligent woman with a literary bent of mind. Toru's uncles and cousins were also prolific writers of prose and poetry in English. The Dutt family was one of the first Calcutta families to be strongly influenced by the presence of Christian missionaries. Her father, Mr. Govind Chandra, converted to Christianity in 1862 when Toru Dutt was 6 years old. Her mother initially resisted conversion but eventually became a practicing Christian as well. Both of Dutt's parents published some writing. Her father wrote poetry and her mother published a translation into Bengali of a religious monograph. Toru was the youngest child of 3 after sister Aru and brother Abju. She and her siblings spent most of their childhoods in Calcutta, splitting their time between a house in the city and a garden house in the suburb of Bogmary. Dutt was educated at home by her father and by the Indian Christian tutor Babu Sahib Chandra Banerjee, learning French and English and eventually Sanskrit in addition to her first language of Bengali. During this time, she learned John Milton's epic poem of Christian allegory Paradise Lost by heart. She also learned stories of ancient India from her mother. But only 3 years later, the happiness of the close-knit family was shattered when Abju, the eldest son, died at the age of 14. Deeply aggrieved, Govind Chandra, along with his wife and 2 daughters, left for Europe in 1869 with the intention to settle there. He wanted his gifted daughters to see the world and receive the best of Western education. They sailed to France, where Aru and Toru attended a French school at Nice for a few months, studied French, and spent time in Paris and in Italy before moving to England in 1870. Along with their studies of French language and literature in England, the young girls began to translate French story into English. The family spent a year in London, where Aru and Toru studied music and history. In 1871, Toru Dutt moved to Cambridge, where for the next 2 years Aru and Toru attended the Lecturers for Ladies series set up by the liberal educationalists like Garrett Fawcett and Henry Sidwig. In Cambridge, Toru met Mary E. Martin, with whom she carried on a close friendship, mostly through letters, till her own death. In September 1873, the failing health of the two young daughters forced the father to return to Calcutta. The 4 years that the Dutt girls spent abroad were the happiest and the most liberating. After their return to Bengal in 1873, Aru and Toru tried to ride their way out of the loneliness and stifling atmosphere they experienced in Calcutta. But in 1874, the 23rd-old Aru, Toru's elder sister, constant companion and literary uh, intelligent person, died of consumption. Aru's death put an end to their wish for literary companionship, and Toru, all alone now, sought refuge in her books, reading and writing with a new intensity. In the next 3 years, Toru produced an impressive collection of poetry and prose. She contributed regularly to the Poets' Corner of the Bengal Magazine and the Calcutta Review, publishing a series of English translations of French poetry between March 1874 and March 1877. She also wrote an Eurasian poet and two essays on French Romantic poets. The intensity of her literary activities during this time, as well as the urgency expressed in her letters to Mary Martin, show that Aru's death and her own failing health and perhaps given her a premonition of her own approaching end. Her premonition proved true, and Toru, destined to die young like her beloved siblings, died on August 30th, 1877, suffering from tuberculosis. Thus, Toru Dutt is an outstanding name in the history of Indo-Anglian poetry. She is one of the most intelligent and famous examples of those who, before their proper time, passed through the door of darkness. Her life is a mixed story of sunshine and sorrow, beauty and tragedy, success and regret. If her works fill us with awe and wonder, her early death leaves us sad and repenting. A sheaf gleaned in French fields was published in 1876 without a preface or introduction. It contains 165 poems, mostly translated from French into English by Toru Dutt, except for one poem composed by Dutt, a Mon Pere, and eight poems translated by her sister Aru. Her first novel was Bianca, or the Young Spanish Maiden, thought to be the first novel in English by an Indian woman writer, in addition to an unfinished volume of original poems in English and Sanskrit translations, Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan. It was after Toru Dutt's death in 1877 that her father discovered manuscripts of her writings, among which was the Ancient Ballads. So, Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan was published in 1882, and Edmund Goose wrote an introductory memoir of it. So, students, in this video lecture, I have given you a brief introductory summary of Toru Dutt. In the next video, I will give you the introduction and summary of the poem The Lotus, composed by Toru Dutt, which is in the syllabus of BA Part 1st, English Literature, Paper 1st, Unit B. That's all for the day. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.